introducing it to take audio.
Well, for this problem we haven't picked the best day. It's raining loads, and as you just seen, we put a bit of tarpaulin up there to kind of help. We want to take a little bit off, but because it's so rainy it makes going in and out of the van a little bit difficult, so I think we're only going to do a little bit today, and we're staying at our mate's tonight, so it should be better tomorrow and we should be able to do a little bit more, so that's good. So yeah, let's see what this problem is. Thank you for watching the last video if you did. If you didn't, check that out. There was a few problems. Pretty much the vent is leaking, and some of the stuff that we've done is just breaking, but it's an interesting video, so go watch that before you watch this. And here, if you're here to see more of our pain, yeah, welcome. Mango.
Yeah.
So we've taken off a little bit more, as you've seen, and it looks like it's only been leaking at the front end of the van and the back end of the van, which is good because it means that we haven't got to take more of the side ceiling down, because it's raining outside, and these two beams that we've got at the front and the back, which are holding on the vent, the wet ones, we need to take the vent actually off, and it's supposed to be dry tomorrow, and I think we should be able to do all of it tomorrow in one day. We probably won't just be able to get the ceiling back up. So yeah, it looks like the front and the back, and that makes sense, and I'll show you tomorrow when we're above it why that is the case. Wow, sunshine. One here. So now it's day 2, and as we can see, sun, no rain, so that's good. The idea for today is actually to get a lot of the vent off, so let's hope that goes well, and we've got to get it all done today and all sealed back on, and we think we know how we're going to do it, and a lot better, and it shouldn't leak this time because I don't know, we've looked on the internet and we didn't look last time, and we're going to test it, and that's the important thing, so let's get going. The reason why we don't want to show you the garage at the minute is because we're going to save that for another video. It's a very cool garage, so that's why we want to share it. There's a lot of water on top of here, so I think we're going to need both of us to take this off. Not just me, so Holly, you need help.
So, how are we getting the sealant off?
We'll scrape it off.
Scraping it off?
Yeah, I just want you to go inside and just say something like, oh, it's still shit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, still shit. Oh.
So taking off that layer of sealant on the outside and where the old sealant is, you can see where the ribs are, where the water's been going in. So at least you can see where the problem is, and it is just it's just a bit shit. But yeah, just don't use silicone. Silicone's not the thing to use. So removing all the screws from there, some of them were rusty, so water's definitely been leaking in there as well, which is interesting to know. But as we're almost ready to take it out, it's just we need to disconnect it from the power. But as I lift it up, you can see that where the ribs of the roof of the van go, and why we cut it out the way that we did, so that it could sit flat, which I still think is the right thing to do, because some people hammer the ribs down to make it all flat, but that seems more dodgy to me, because the ribs are there for a reason, to keep it strong. So cutting out how we did is fine. It's just going to be sealing it the whole way to the top, and I think we're going to take this black bit off as well, so we can make sure it is sealed the whole way to the top. But let's just go see how far we are on the inside.
Oh, is that mould or is that sealant? I don't know. So I've removed the vapour barrier and the bits of tape surrounding all of the vent, and the 3 bits of wood that were securing the vent on. This bit of wood hasn't got too much damage to it, so that's good, that can stay. So it's just the bit that's nearest the rear of the van that we are going to take off. Sam said something about making incisions and taking it off. I don't know what we're going to do, so we'll see.
So stupidly, I didn't do the electrics very well, so they're like embedded in there, but luckily I've managed to take off this cover from the bottom and dismantle it for its own wiring. So now it can actually come off and out the way. Now we're ready to cut that bit out. That is all out the way and back to a big hole in the roof. Just before removing this bit, tidied up the top, taking off the sealant, and as I was tidying it up, I noticed that all of it was sticking to the van, but none of it was sticking to the actual vent part. So I think when we put it back on, we're going to have to rough that all up so that the adhesive will actually stick to it. And then some of the screws, as I said, came out with a bit of corrosion on them. So on the holes and everything else, we've just hammer-righted it again, just so it's extra protected. So the outside is just completely ready to go. And let's do this little repair. Ready? So it started raining a little bit, and we tried to rush to get the vent on a little bit, and hopefully it's alright. The sealant is a different one, and that's a little bit better, and then what's going to actually make it different is putting this on, which is just like a sealing tape, so it should cover all the gaps, and it's pretty much going to be making another like screen or film over the top, and then I think any edges of that we're even going to seal, but because it's got this sealant stuff on it, I don't think we'll have to do anything else. I think it's called Magic RV tape. We'll leave a link in the description for it. But yeah, the rain and that just made it a little bit stressful. We had a little argument, just a little one, but we'll leave it to set for a little bit. The sealant up there now, and then we'll put this on. I think we love this stuff. It's really good. it's kind of just malleable and you can push it into the corners and stuff. I think because we've got the ribs and the corners, that's still a problem. To try and not make their creases or anything, but because it's so malleable, I think it should be fine. And then the only thing to do is we're going to leave it, just because I think we let all of that set without it getting wet, and all the sealant underneath still to set. So one of the main problems we were having that we discovered earlier was that along the ribs, that's where the water was getting in. So I've just made sure with this that we are making sure it's pinching there, and it's not going to run down the van, because I think it's not the rain coming down onto it which is causing the leak, it's the rain sitting on here and running down into it. It seems to be the case. So that's done. It's raining now, so that's our natural leak test. Just don't want to stuff tissue up there to give us an indication, because the sealant's still wet, but I think that tape will stop it from mattering at the minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a bit stressful. We've done it.
It has been stressful, but we have done it. Like Sam said, it rained earlier and that was stressful, so
yeah.
But,
yeah. Thank you for watching, and we'll let you know if it leaks in the next one, and follow us on Instagram, and then you might see then, and we'll let you know sooner. But thank you. Hope this has been useful if you've had the same problem or anything. Yeah?
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.
No! It's leaking again. This is an absolute nightmare.